Take 1.5. We are lucky to get 1 year out of a lower unit. We put them through so much stuff. And I'm going to tell you this, my dad is so rough on motors. He runs into trees, stumps, just keeps her going. So we break them and buy new ones.
Use mud motors in it?
Yeah.
Longtail or surface drive mud motors?
We have both. We use longtail and surface drive motors. They both work good down there. Surface drive I like just because it gets you around a little quicker. And, you know, they're good for Louisiana. That's no doubt about that.
Coco make the best mud motor ever?
Coco made an awesome one. I can't lie. That's a good motor.
Rice fields or flooded timber?
Flooded timber every time. If I have a choice, it's flooded timber. It's just nothing like seeing ducks just drop down. And I've had some great hunts in rice fields, but I've had so much better flooded timber hunts. Just, that's the best.
Is it okay to shoot ducks on the water?
You know, something my dad told me a long time ago. An old boy asked him, he said, "Do you shoot ducks when they're swimming on the water?" He said, "Of course not. I wait till they stop, then I shoot them." That's my motto.
What about hens?
Hens are fair game. I mean, I don't think you should just go out and just, you know, let's just shoot hens today. That's a little extreme. You know, a duck's a duck. Both. But honestly, I like ducks breasted better, just because I like them grilled with the jalapeno and oh yeah, that's the best way to do it. Dad loves to put them. But I tell you what, Dad makes at Thanksgiving we have duck and dressing. And something about that duck fat cooking off in that dressing is better than any dressing you'll ever have with a turkey.
You ever pluck them and put them in a smoker?
I never have.
Try it.
Try it?
It's good.
I'll try that.
Is a duck dog ever really broke?
You know, most of our duck dogs, they have never been broke. They're wild and crazy. And I think that's the way Dad likes them. You know, he don't care if they break a little early or, you know, mess around a little bit. What he says, and he's right, they're going to save you some steps at the end of the day, so they're well worth it.
When you got that buddy, you call him to invite him to go duck hunting, and you know maybe only call him a couple times a year, but inevitably he says, "Hey, you mind if I bring my pup?" What's the proper response to that? Especially if you're going to your good hole.
I usually always say, "No, why don't you leave that dog at home? We'll make it work." My dad has a couple extras. We'll bring one of his. It's all good.
So, you guys are all, you know, part of a very successful multi-million-dollar business, and then like countless other American rural landowners, you're still constantly outsmarted by beavers. And what is it about a beaver that drives a landowner so crazy?
Well, it's like this. You buy this land, it's got this beautiful timber on it, and it don't take that many beavers to tear up so much timber. And I mean, that's where we like hunting, is flooded timber, but we take the water off at the end of the year, let the trees grow. So beaver is just a bane to the trees, you know, so we try to keep them in check as much as possible.
A beaver pelt makes a pretty fine hat. Have y'all ever considered making a headband out of one?
I have not, but that's a good idea. And I'll ask Willie, and I'm sure he'll get right on that. You'll see him in every Walmart across America.
Is Willie going to run for politics?
You know what's funny is when I found out, I saw on the internet before I talked to him about him running for Congress, and so I asked him, I said, "Willie, what's all this about?" He was like, "Dude, I ain't got time to run for Congress." but he said maybe one day he may have the time, and I think he'd do good.
Jace was recently asked to leave a New York City hotel. Tell us a little bit about that.
So what happened was Jace got to the hotel a little before us, and so as soon as he got there, he had to go to the bathroom. They said just right over the corner. Well, there's a restaurant right around the corner. So he walks past the people at the restaurant, and they said, "Sir, what do you need?" And he's like, "I got to go to the bathroom." We're like, "Oh, yeah, we'll get right on that." And the guy walked up and said, "Yeah, let me show you." They walked through the restaurant, walked outside. And the guy said, "If you go down a few blocks there's a restroom, a public restroom." And Jace was like, "Okay, man." And Jace just circled back around the hotel and said, "That guy over there told me I couldn't go to that bathroom, so I don't know if that guy's still working for that hotel, but he might be in a little trouble."
To that hotel owner's credit, or to that hotel guy's credit, if he walked up into a restaurant in, say, Tallulah, Louisiana, and asked to go to the bathroom, he might be greeted the same way, right?
I think you got a good point right there. Very good point.